So we are exactly a week away from Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury Trilogy, the most significant trilogy of all time. Due to all of the controversy from Tyson Fury magical gloves, etc., etc., etc. Now the $1 million question, will Tyson Fury show up or be a no-show, since he have been avoiding this fight for the past 2 years, in which he paid millions of dollars to his lawyers in order to do so.
So it's safe to say that the mediation's done. You guys have moved on past the Wilder situation?
There's still stuff going on. There's still stuff going on behind the scenes, but that's all going to be dealt with.
Okay. But you guys, you're able to proceed and move forward without it being legally held against you?
I don't know. I'm not obliged to answer that question.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on, to be fair. I pay lawyers a hell of a lot of money, millions of dollars to sort shit out.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm sure they're going to sort it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind.
So,
therefore, it ain't no secret, Tyson Fury don't want to be here. That's why he pulled Cap 19 last time around. We all know Fury was forced to be here. The judge ordered Tyson Fury to fight Deontay Wilder or retire completely from the sport. To make matter worse, it was also revealed that Tyson Fury stands to lose $140 million, at the very least, if he pulls out of the Deontay Wilder trilogy. I repeat, Tyson Fury is set to lose $140 million plus if he does pull out of the Deontay Wilder trilogy. Tyson Fury will be ordered to pay $80 million to Deontay Wilder for not honoring his rematch clause, along with losing what he's going to make fighting Deontay Wilder in the trilogy of $60 million plus. For the people that don't know, the rematch was a 50-50 split, where both Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury made $54 million each. However, the trilogy is 60-40 split in favor of Tyson Fury. Therefore, Tyson Fury is projected to earn $60 million plus at the very least, especially when you consider the fact the trilogy will definitely sell more than their 2 previous fights, thanks to the controversy, so on and so forth, as the live gate already surpassed the previous 2 months before the fight. Therefore, if you add up the $60 million Tyson Fury is set to earn fighting Deontay Wilder with the $80 million he's forced to pay Deontay Wilder for damages, that's a total of $140 million plus that Tyson Fury is set to lose. Here is Tyson Fury voluntarily giving this information.
We're multi-millionaires, you know. We all are. Deontay Wilder is as well. Deontay Wilder made $54 million in 2020. $54 million. Great. 1 year. That's fantastic, isn't it? Anyway, the talk was me and Joshua were going to fight. No contracts were signed or anything like that. And then all of a sudden, Deontay Wilder's put an arbitration against me from a top judge and all the best lawyers in America. So I can't do anything about that. If you want to bring a court case against me in America, and even if I've not done anything, I've got to defend it or else I'm guilty. That's how it works. So I said, all right, then let's do it. So they want to go to court and they want to fight for his rematch, and his contract had expired because of the COVID. Yeah. But to be honest with you, fair is fair, and I'm a fair man myself, and if the shoe was on the other foot, I'd want my third fight. Yeah. Because it wasn't really my fault or Wilder's fault why the rematch never happened. It was just the world got turned on its head and it didn't happen because of the COVID. So all of a sudden we're in court now and he won the case. The judge said, look, fair's fair, give the lad his rematch, and that's it. So there's not much I could even do about that. So
even if you give your belt, would you?
No, it's not the belt. It's contracted to me.
Ah.
So it's got nothing to do with the belt.
So you?
I could go like that with a belt, bang, and all of a sudden, then me and Wilder's fighting for no belt against each other.
So you would have to fight him contractually, and what, he would sue you if you didn't, and you'd.
Yeah. Do you know how much the suing case was if I don't fight him? $80 million. I'd have to speak to one of them unhappy millionaires, wouldn't I? Yeah, but listen, there's all sorts of stuff goes on behind the scenes, and I was never very optimistic about that AJ fight happening because this was always going on in the background, and they knew all that. Eddie Hearn knew it, Joshua knew it, they all knew it. But all of a sudden, it's my fault. I don't want to fight because I'm a shithouse.
See, Fury don't want to listen to the music. He's now forced to face the music. So we all know, if Tyson Fury does pull out, it's a win-win for Wilder. He gets his belt back, he gets to make all of the money in the world, and Tyson Fury ends up being guilty of cheating for not accepting a fair fight without his tampered magical gloves. And to put icing on the cake, since Wilder couldn't get it back in blood, Deontay Wilder is going to get it back in green for Glovegate in the courtroom. which by that point Tyson Fury is as good as broke. Fury is going to end up milking wild boars at that point. Furthermore, do you guys recall Tyson Fury stating that Deontay Wilder requested $20 million to step aside for him to fight Anthony Joshua? Now, by Tyson Fury's own admission and his promoter, that turned out to be a lie. Do you guys recall Tyson Fury stating that he will never fight Deontay Wilder ever again? That also turned out to be another lie. Tyson Fury lied about Deontay Wilder not accepting the fight in due time before the rematch clause expired, when in fact it was Bob Arum and Tyson Fury themselves that requested to postpone the fight on multiple occasions till the pandemic is over with. Now here is Tyson Fury singing a different tone, completely telling on himself, snitching on himself. I actually lost count of all the lies Tyson Fury done told. Like I always say, the truth will always come out. 3 things that can never be hidden are the sun, the moon, and the truth. They will eventually come out. Everything you hear me and DBN's new media report, it came to fruition. From Glovegate, mediation, arbitration, Fury paying Wilder $80 million in damages, so on and so forth. On the other hand, everything you guys heard old media report, from AJ versus Fury being signed and a done deal, to Wilder not having any leg to stand on when it comes to anything and everything, turn out to be a lie. Regardless of how big old media machine is, the truth will always prevail. And come October 9th, the trilogy will be nothing like the rematch. I can guarantee you that. Without Tyson Fury magical gloves, he's like Bow Wow without his magical shoes. Word to my man Deontay. And last but not least, to all of the Tyson Fury fans, aka the Deontay Wilder haters, I'm afraid there is no excuses to be made. Tyson Fury said the other day, he's injury free. This is the best training camp of his life. He's in the best shape of his life, mentally and physically. But without his magical gloves, he's not stating that either Deontay Wilder is going to knock me out or I'm going to knock him out. He's the most dangerous fighter on the planet. He knocks out AJ and Usyk. He's the most dangerous fighter at any weight class. The way Tyson Fury is talking, he sounds like the one who's coming off a devastating loss. Check it out.
I beat everybody else in the division with one hand tied behind his back, because I do believe he's the most dangerous. Even including myself, he's more dangerous than I'll ever know how to be. Deontay Wilder is the most dangerous fighter on this planet. All weights, doesn't matter. Wilder's the danger man of them all. I'm back fighting the most dangerous puncher of all time.
Now, last fight, you straight up told all of us exactly how the fight was going to go. Whether the media and the fans believed you or not, that's up to them. But this time around, when we first spoke at the press conference months ago, you said you plan to do the same thing, knock him out perhaps even sooner. I assume you're still standing by that statement at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to go all guns blazing, full out attack, all the infantry, straight out the door from round 1 until it finishes. It's either going to be me or Wilder. And I can't anticipate it being myself. I've never had a better training camp than I've ever had. I'm in the best shape of my life. You know, all the usual bullshit that fighters say, yada, 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 yada. Great shape, best camp. You know the story, Bob.
Once or twice, right?
Oh, this is actually true this time. And most of the times for me, I'm injury free, which is the most important thing. Really looking forward to it. Can't wait.
In terms of mentality for the fight, given that you were held up and thankfully everything turned out well with the baby, given you had COVID, is there any doubt in your mind that you'll be less than 1,000% for this?
No, you know, I never go into fights if I'm not 100%. I don't go in on 50s and 25s and 35s. I go in 100% and I give 100%. But am I 100%? I'm 1,000,000%. Look at me. I'm in fantastic shape. I'm as fit as a fiddle. I'm sparring 12 rounds. I've got the best sparring partners in the world. I'm absolutely ready. I'm ready today, tomorrow, and forever. I'll always be ready. And I'll never make excuses because that's not me. I'm still undefeated and still talking this smack because there ain't a man out there born from his mother that can stop me or beat me. I haven't seen one yet anyway. Maybe he's not born Or maybe he is, but he hasn't got the guts to come and fight me. I don't know. But yeah, we'll find out anyway. And the next
people are being too dismissive of Wilder into this fight. And do you consider this to be the most dangerous of the 3 fights you've had with Wilder?
Yes, people can always overlook people, Coogan, but the one thing that I don't do is I never underestimate anybody. Whether he's the smallest man in the room or the fattest man in the room, I'll never underestimate him because I've been underestimated since birth. But yeah, I'm still here representing, still on top of the world. Deontay Wilder, make no mistake, this will be Deontay Wilder's make or break moment in his life. Anybody can lose a fight, anybody can have a bad night. Well, this is his make or break time. He's got nothing to lose. He's a 3-1 underdog. He's got everything to gain and nothing to lose. And everybody expects me to go in there and beat him down, which I will. But you can never write Deontay Wilder off because he's at his most dangerous now. And if I was like the rest of the world, then I'd underestimate Deontay Wilder. I'd think, beat the guy easy first time, beat him even easy the second time. I'll take it easy. No. I've trained harder. I've sacrificed. I've been in training camp 7-8 weeks, sacrificing. No families, nothing. I've never ate anything that George didn't cook me. I've never drank anything that George didn't put out for me. You know, I've trained hard twice a day, six days a week. I'm really, really ready and prepared. There's not one thing more that I could say, hand on heart, that I could possibly do to prepare any better for any fight. This is me. I'm at my peak. I'm at the best. The best Tyson Fury ever is now.